Good morning. Welcome to Quiet Echo. I'm Chloe Papadakis. Teresa is out today, and she asked me to take the microphone. I told her I am not sure Cedar Valley wants to hear from a 28-year-old event planner on a Thursday morning. She said, "Try me." So here I am. Robert Duvall died Sunday. He was 95 years old. He died at home on his farm in Virginia with his wife beside him, and his family asked us not to hold a funeral. Instead, they asked us to watch a great film, tell a good story around a table with friends, or take a drive in the countryside. I have been thinking about that instruction all week. It is the most beautiful thing I have ever read in an obituary. I did not grow up watching Robert Duvall the way my parents did. I came to him late, the way you come to anything real, by accident, when you are finally ready to pay attention. My husband put on Tender Mercies one night after our daughter was born. It was during those sleepless first weeks when the house smells like milk and everything feels raw and close to the surface. I watched a man lose everything: his career, his family, his dignity, and find a small town, marry a quiet woman, and rebuild his life one careful day at a time. He sang his own songs in the film. He did not raise his voice. He did not need to. When it ended, I sat in the dark and cried. I could not explain why, except it felt like watching someone tell the truth. That is what Robert Duvall did for 63 years. He told the truth. He walked onto a set and became someone else so completely the audience forgot they were watching a performance. Tom Hagen in The Godfather, calm while the world burned around him. Gus McCree in Lonesome Dove, dying on a porch, asking his friend to carry him home. The Apostle, a broken preacher rebuilding a church with his bare hands because the calling would not let him quit. He was nominated for 7 Academy Awards. He won one. But the awards are not the point. The point is, he never disappeared into fame the way actors do now. He disappeared into the work. There is a difference. Fame makes you bigger. Work makes you truer. Duvall chose truth every time. I think about this because I am a mother, and mothers think about what gets passed down. My daughter is too. She will not remember Robert Duvall. She will not know what it meant to watch a man commit his whole life to a craft and never cut corners, never chase trends, never trade substance for attention. But I will know, and what I know shapes what I teach her. We live in a world built on disappearing. Content vanishes in 24 hours. Attention spans shrink by the season. My generation was raised on feeds and stories and posts designed to be forgotten by morning. We consume and scroll and consume again. Nothing stays. Nothing is meant to stay. Duvall stayed. His first film was in 1962. He played Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird, a ghost who turns out to be the most human character in the story. His last film came more than 60 years later. Between those two bookends, he built something the algorithm cannot replicate. He built a life of showing up, doing the work, and letting the work speak. I was telling Teresa about this column yesterday at the office. She raised an eyebrow and said, "Cedar Valley does not usually do Hollywood obituaries." I told her this was not a Hollywood obituary. This was about craft. She smiled and said that it belongs in the paper. She is right. Craft belongs everywhere. It belongs in Lars Olsen's hardware store, where he measures twice and cuts once because the board deserves his attention. It belongs in George Kahn's repair shop, where a lawnmower gets the same care whether the customer is watching or not. It belongs at Caleb Mercer's workbench, where a dovetailed joint is a dovetailed joint whether anyone will ever see it. Duvall would have understood Cedar Valley. He lived on a farm. He did not chase the spotlight. He tended his land, loved his wife, and worked when the work called. His family did not say he was a star. They said he loved characters, a great meal, and holding court. That is a man who knew the difference between being known and being seen. Here is what I want to leave with you this Thursday morning. The next time you sit down to do something, anything, do it the way Robert Duvall made a film. Do it like it matters. Do it like someone might come back to it 50 years from now and feel something true. Do it like the craft is the point, not the applause. My daughter will grow up in a world of vanishing things. but I am going to teach her some things are meant to last. A well-told story, a well-built chair, a life spent showing up and doing the work, whether anyone is watching or not. Robert Duvall showed up for 63 years. He never disappeared, and his family's last wish was not a monument or a memorial. It was a movie, a story, and a drive in the country. That is how you leave the world better than you found it. This has been Quiet Echo. I'm Chloe Papadakis. We'll be back tomorrow. See you then. This podcast is part of the fictional Cedar Valley news series. While the people in town are fictional, the national events they reflect on are real. Want to know the full story behind Cedar Valley? Teresa, Caleb, Dan, and the community you've come to know in these editorials first came together in Quiet Echo. Discover how a small town found its way from fear to fellowship, one quiet act of courage at a time. I'll put the link in the show notes. Available on Amazon.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open.